Hey, what's up, folks? My name is Ryan Kostrowski. This is Fitness for Everyone. So, once again, the show's brand new. Let's talk about some ways to get healthy, to stay healthy, and just overall, let's kind of just focus on dieting habits today and just overall nutritional habits about ways that we can, I don't know, help make ourselves look better. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and we will try to get on here more routinely and talk about this stuff on a daily basis. So, first off, who am I? Once again, my name is Ryan. I live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Most of you guys have probably heard of the Green Bay Packers. I'm 40 years old. I have two kids. I'm a licensed personal trainer, and just fitness and health and just being, healthy in general has been a habit and a passion of mine since I was young. The goal of the show, more than anything, is to talk to people and really just try to get out more practical ways of focusing on fitness. I'll go to this last bullet point right here. Like, if I advise you just to give up pizza and only eat kale and then run 12 miles every day, that's just not sustainable for most of you. It's just something you're not going to be interested in. But there are more practical ways that we can get into how we take care of our bodies, how we can actually enjoy the process of getting and staying healthy, and just some of the little tricks that I found over the years that helped me. Hopefully some of them will help you guys, but we're all going to be a little bit different. I think the key of this is take what I say, try it in your own life, and maybe make some adjustments that might work better for you. All right, so 5 basic principles, and this could go on forever because there's a lot more than 2 that goes into it. But here's our 5 basic principles that work for me, that work for a lot of people. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll work for you, but they're things I would encourage giving a try. So one is meal prepping. And what I mean by this for me specifically is I like to have a lot of chicken, fish, and vegetables ready and easy to go. It would be great if we all had personal chefs or we had all the time in the world to make a nice, healthy meal every single night. But let's face it, one, eating healthy can be very expensive and not your average person isn't made of money. But 2, it's time consuming. Like a lot of you guys, like I said, I have 2 small children. I have a full-time job. There's a lot of things that go along with this. And if you take time on, say, Sunday, for example, prep your meals, get your brown rice made, get your broccoli up and going, get some chicken breast made and things like that, it becomes a habit and it just becomes easier on you. We all can go into these things with great, what's the best word to say this? With the best at mind, right? Like we want to do this, but at the end of the week, when you come home after working 9 days and your kids are screaming, it's a lot harder to actually follow through on things like this. Number 2, be strong at the grocery store. It is so much easier for me personally, and I think for most people, to say no to a bag of Doritos when you're walking down the aisle at your local grocery store. Be strong right there, because once you bring that home and you may tell yourself that, hey, I'm just going to get this, it's for somebody else. I'm just going to bring some over to this cookout I'm going to or whatever it might be, guys. We all know how that goes. At the end of the night, it's 8:30 at night, you're tired, and you just need that little bit of a snack. Reach for a Greek yogurt, reach for some cottage cheese. Don't go grab that bag of Doritos. And it is much easier to say no to it when it's not there. The same thing's gonna go for sweets or whatever your vice might be. But it is so much easier to be strong at the grocery store. Number 3, not every dinner needs to be an event. I know we're not the only culture here at the United States, but a lot of people, every dinner needs to be an event. I need to pick up something. I use it as my stress relief at the end of the day. Try this. And I know this sounds kind of corny, but if having a family meal at the end of the day is something you guys will get excited about. I'm a Midwestern guy. Meat and potatoes at the end of the day is something that is pretty traditional around here. Instead of doing that, eat something lighter and take a walk as a family if you're looking to spend some, quality time together. Go out in the woods and do a little bit of hiking. It doesn't have to be a long walk, but if you just want that quality time together as a family, there are other things that you can do. I think it's a very traditional mindset around here, and I'm sure other parts of the country and other cultures are the same way. But to use that family dinner at the end of the night as a way to bond, and family, bonding time is great, but it doesn't always have to be over food. All right, number 4, cut down on beer and soda. Now, I'm not telling you to eliminate alcohol, although that would, be better for you. But realistically, a lot of us like to have a drink some days. Cutting down on soda is something most of us know to do. And while diet soda may not have calories, there's plenty of other things in diet soda that are not advantageous to your health. Try to eliminate from your diet. Like a lot of you guys, I go through fluctuations, depending on, what I might be doing for work at the time or whatever it might be. I can go weeks without having a soda, and then all of a sudden I start having one every single day. I massively feel better when I'm drinking a lot more water than even incorporating diet soda into the mix or anything like that. It's a bad habit. I love a Diet Coke if I'm out at a restaurant or something like that. And it's okay to have one from time to time. But if you're drinking multiple sodas a day, you get usually a lot of empty calories from that. And as far as beer goes, look, guys, I'm from Wisconsin. You know we like to drink alcohol around here. It's another tradition within the Midwest, specifically within the state of Wisconsin. It's a lot better for you. Not saying that from an alcoholic standpoint it is, but a whiskey and water, not as many empty calories in there versus a beer, and it tastes better for my money. So try to cut down on those beverages as much as you can. And then another one for me, learn the subtle differences of what you can handle or what you can stomach. For example, brown rice over white rice, guacamole over sour cream, natural peanut butter over traditional. There might be certain things that are a sticking point for you. Maybe you just love mayo on your sandwiches and you don't like mustard. I understand you're going to have a couple of vices that, might be difficult for you to get away from, but experiment with the other little things and how they can be better for you. I've tried a bunch of different, I'm a big peanut butter fan, and I've tried a bunch of natural peanut butters and they taste like ass. Skippy natural peanut butter, just as good as the high sugar stuff, better for you. And as somebody who gets a lot of the fat from peanut butter in their diet, it's something that it was helpful for me. So play around with these things, figure out what you can make the moves from, but try to eliminate some of these things with the things at least you can handle. I realize we're still going to have some vices, and I'm not asking you to get rid of everything. I still have pizza at least once a week. You want to know why? Because that shit's delicious. All right, next up. So let me talk about my favorite meal when it comes to meal prepping, and something that I have found that has been an absolute godsend for me over the last year or two. I made it a goal about 2 years ago. I wanted to have visible abs at the age of 40. They're still not 100% to the point that I wanted, but the fact that they are visible at my age is a point of pride for me. The main way I was able to do that was by really changing my diet more than anything. So I have a passion for tacos. I could literally eat tacos 6 days a week. I'm making this video on Cinco de Mayo. You're darn right I had some earlier. So as somebody who knows this is going to be a regular staple of my diet, there are certain things you can do in order to make them healthier. I already brought up guacamole over sour cream. Now, I prefer sour cream. Not that guacamole is not delicious, but I would eat sour cream over guacamole every day of the week and twice on Sunday. However, for somebody that eats tacos in bulk, cutting down on the sour cream and using guacamole more often than it is. First off, guac is a heart-healthy fat. That is something for somebody like myself who works out a lot, needs to incorporate in their diet anyhow. It's lowering calories. This may not seem like a big deal if you eat tacos once a month, but for somebody who uses them as a regular rotation in their diet, that was advantageous for me. Next up, when we want to talk about our shells, a brown wheat shell versus a white shell is approximately 120 calories versus 200. Let's just say that, that is 80 calories, but let's say I eat 3 tacos a week, which, let's face it, is definitely going to be on the low end. We're talking 240 calories a week. We're talking 1,000 calories a month. I mean, those kind of things will add up for you over time, all those numbers being very conservative. Even better, go with the taco bowl. I will pretty much every other week meal prep by cooking up a bunch of chicken and fish and getting ready to eat taco bowls for lunch or dinner most days. Limit the cheese that you put on them. Now, cheese is delicious. Once again, I'm a Wisconsin guy. You guys probably knew I already thought that. But try to limit the amount of cheese that you put on there. And ultimately, if you're going to use a meat, which I always am, fish would be your best option. Then go to chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, and steak, and so on down the road. I try to stick with chicken as often as possible. I like fish, but my other meals usually incorporate fish. So when it comes to eating taco bowls, I'm going to go with a grilled chicken far more often than anything else. And the last part, and probably the most important part, if it was up to me, like when I go to Chipotle, man, I want to load that bad boy up on sour cream. I'm not eating a taco bowl at Chipotle. Why? Because I only get there maybe once a month at most. However, when I'm making these things at home, load up on the veggies. I put a ton of lettuce, a lot of tomatoes on there, and I cut down the amount of sour cream, for instance, and the number of meat and cheese that I use. That way I can eat more of them. It's more of a healthy meal. And I eat these taco bowls very often. You focus on the brown rice versus white rice. If you want to get some beans in there, that's never a terrible thing either. And then load up on veggies as opposed to just going heavy on the sour cream, the meat, and the cheese. I've turned something that's one of my favorite meals, something that I can eat on repeat, into a relatively healthy meal. And I like to call it my power bowl because this gives me the energy to go lift weights, go running later in the day. It gives me a lot of the things incorporated into my diet too that I need the strength and the energy to go about things. And quite frankly, from my experience, most people love tacos, so this will work for them. That's what I got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll come on here more traditionally and talk about more things. Have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you real soon.